All right, battlers, welcome to a brand new video. This is episode 1 of our Cliffhanger Cup practice. It's now the month of September and the Sylph Arena is in the off season. Season 1 was a lot of fun. We're going to get September off and then season 2 will return in October. In the meantime, we thought we weren't going to get a tournament meta to participate in. However, Ghost Stadium came in and saved the day. The Cliffhanger Cup is a 4-tiered format with a point-based roster construction system. Each Pokemon has a different value, and when you build your team of 6, you cannot exceed 17 points in total value. So when we take a look here at our pyramid, in the tier 0, we have 9-point value Pokemon, including Altaria, Azumarill, Deoxys Defense, Medicham, and Skarmory. Those are key Pokemon that you will likely build the rest of your team around. In tier 1, these are all 5 points, things like Bastiodon, Bronzong, Hypno, Jirachi, Tropius, Swampert, and Venusaur. For the tier 2, you have 1-point Pokemon, things like Clefable, Magneton, Noctowl, Umbreon, Victreebel, Vigoroth, and then in tier 3, you have 0 points. And this is literally all the other Pokemon that you can imagine. So when you're building your team, you definitely want your point anchor, or if you want to spread out your points, you can build it that way as well. For this video, I have some practice matches against my friend Church. My team will be displayed on the right side, so you are able to see that. And yeah, guys, let's get into these battles. As you can see, my team there on the right: Defense Deoxys, Lantern. I have Lanoon, Victreebel, Clefable, and Trash Wormadam. We're going to open this match with my Defense Deoxys. He is going to switch into his Lugia. So my Defense Deoxys has counter, and that was going to do really good work against Lucario. However, he brings in Lugia. His Lugia is running Extra Sensory, so it's not going to do a ton of damage, but it does charge very quickly. I'm going to fire for Thunderbolt here. He decides to shield, and I switch out with my Defense Deoxys. He's going to fire off a charge attack, which is Sky Attack against Lanoon. My Lanoon is running Shadow Claw, Grass Knot, and Thunder, so I'm going to try fire off a Thunder against the flying type Lugia. It does really good damage. In comes Lucario. However, Lanoon is a normal type, so Lucario's counters are going to take it down pretty quick. I bring in my Defense Deoxys here and decide to shield, thinking it might be Shadow Ball, but it's actually just the Power Up Punch. A few more counters here, and I fire off a Psycho Boost. He is going to shield that. He is hinging a lot on this Lucario. He's low health, so I'm not expecting a bait, but it is the Power Up Punch regardless. He does switch into Frostlass here, and I fire off the Thunderbolt. I'm not sure if Psycho Boost was the better move there. It might have been. I fire off a few more counters, and he's actually going to get a charge move here. I'm very low health, but he does take out Deoxys with the Avalanche. I bring in Victreebel, and those Razor Leafs are just so strong. We're able to take down both the Frostlass and the Lucario to win the match. Going into round 2, I open Lanoon, he opens Lugia. This is a generally favorable matchup for me with the Shadow Claw and with the Thunder. We're doing tons of damage. I'm going to fire off a Grass Knot here just to stop that Lucario from getting any counters off against my Lanoon. I decide to bring in Victreebel because the Grass typing is not going to take much damage from Lucario's fighting type moves. He does fire off a Power Up Punch, and it brings my Victreebel pretty low. He's going to fire off another charge move here, and I decide to shield. I'm going to try to farm up enough energy with these Razor Leafs and then release a charge move on whatever comes in next, and we do just that. So Victreebel is barely alive. I fire off the Sludge Bomb against Lugia. Expecting the Acid Spray, he does not shield, so Lugia takes a ton of damage. At this point, I decide to bring in Lanoon again. Those Shadow Claws are chipping away at Lugia. He's going to fire off a charge move. Expecting the Hydro Pump, I do decide to shield. And because he fired off the Sky Attack the first time, I know this is a Sky Attack the second time. We take down Lugia. He's got 1 shield. I'm going to use that same strategy and fire off the Leaf Blade as soon as my opponent comes in, and it is Frostlass. I'm going to fire off another Leaf Blade here, expecting the shield, and we get it. Frostlass is very weak. It's charging up a ton of energy, though, so I might be in trouble. I decide to bring in Defense Deoxys, and we have enough counters to take it down. I decide to open round 3 with Victreebel, and he brings in Toxicroak. So these Razor Leafs are going to do really good work on this Toxicroak. He gets a little bit of energy and then bails out, and I leave Victreebel in there for a moment, and then I switch at the key time to absorb this charge attack with Clefable. Clefable does absorb that Avalanche, a few charms here. It's actually going to use a charge move against my Clefable, and I decide to shield. Charm is a fast move for the amount of damage that it does, so I'm able to get off the charm before another Powder Snow comes in. In comes Toxicroak, and I'm going to let Clefable fall here. The Mud Bomb is fine. That means this Toxicroak is out of energy. I'm using Razor Leafs against this Toxicroak, and he switches out at the last second into Lugia. So I tried the Sludge Bomb trick before, and he does not fall for it this time. I actually use Acid Spray, and he decides to shield. So I bring in Lantern here, and I'm going to absorb whatever attack this is. It is a Sky attack. I'm going to fire off the Thunderbolt here to try to pressure this shield out of my opponent, and it works. Lugia is still in the game here. It's going to get to one more charge move, and I am going to shield that as well. I decide to defend the Sky attack, and I'm just going to try to farm down Lugia here. It gets off one more charge attack, though, and my Lantern is very weak. He makes a fast switch into Toxicroak to finish off my Lantern with a Mud Bomb. Church wins that round. Going into this round, I decide to open with Lantern. He opens Azumarill. This is a favorable matchup for Lantern, so I'm expecting him to get some energy together and then bail. However, he does get to the charge move here, and I decide not to shield. It is play rough. He does bail right into Lugia there, and you know what? I decide to stick it through. So we're going to fire off the Thunderbolt here against the Lugia, and it lands doing super effective damage. He's going to fire off a charge move. Lantern's done a great job, and I know I can take this Sky attack, so I just use a few more water guns here and get to another Thunderbolt. I'm either going to pressure the shield or take the Lugia, and we end up taking down that Lugia. In comes Azumarill, and luckily I have additional coverage for Azumarill in my Victory Bell here. I decide to shield this, expecting the Ice Beam, and it is. A few more Razor Leafs, and that Azumarill goes down. He is up 2 shields, but I'm feeling extremely confident, especially when Toxicroak comes out. Regardless of the shields, I'm going to drop that Acid Spray to weaken this Toxicroak, use a couple more Razor Leafs here. I'm not going to shield this Mud Bomb. Victory Bell almost goes down. We get off one more Razor Leaf, and then I bring in Defense Deoxys to finish off this match. Going into this round, I'm going to open with Trash Wormadam. He opens with Toxicroak. So Trash Wormadam is a Steel and Bug type. It is taking neutral damage from those counters. He's going to fire off the Mud Bomb here, and I time it so that Deoxys lands and takes that damage. In comes Lugia. I'm going to go for a charge move, but he gets to a Sky attack first. Knowing that my Deoxys is key, I am going to shield it and protect it. Here comes the Thunderbolt, which he decides to shield. A few more counters. I'm trying to get to another charge move, and I use Psycho Boost, trying to bait the shield. He does not take the bait. The Psycho Boost does barely any damage. I do decide to shield my Defense Deoxys here again, and I make the switch into Lanoon. Lanoon's going to get some energy together. I am out of shields, and in comes a Sky attack though, so he's going to soften me up and then bring in the Toxicroak. I'm going to put some shield pressure on him with the Grass Knot, and we do end up taking that shield, but he is going to invest in this Toxicroak, knowing that it can wipe out my Lanoon. I let the switch clock go down, and I bring in Defense Deoxys again. He fires off the Sludge Bomb, and one more counter takes me down. My last hope is Trash Wormadam, and this is not looking very favorable for my team. I'm able to take down Toxicroak, and I use a few more Bug Bites on this Lugia, but it's going to get the Sky attack, and that takes me very, very low. A few more Bug Bites, and we take down Lugia, but in the back is Whiscash, and I have no good answer to Whiscash. I do fire off the Bug Buzz, but this is basically GG's. He's going to use a Mud Bomb here to finish me off. And that concludes our best of 5. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy this, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you want some more cliffhanger content, and I will see you in the next one.